So, first, what is this Kanban thing we're talking about? Now, it may be tempting to skip this. I understand a lot of people who want to, they've got a problem. They want to improve the way in which they're working, and they just want to know what to do. Just tell me what to do. Tell me how to build a board. Tell me what to measure. Tell me what meetings to have, who's supposed to be at the meetings, what have you. But this is important because people have been using Kanban for all sorts of service delivery products now, mostly software, but also in a lot of other areas in medicine and law and what have you. And most of them are not realizing the full value. Most of them are realizing only a small fraction of the value. And the reason for that is that a lot of people are doing Kanban for the wrong reasons. They don't actually even know why they're doing Kanban. They're doing Kanban to get some of the superficial benefits. I mean, obviously, the visualization helps. Everyone can see what's going on. Everyone can see what they're supposed to do next. Everyone can see what everybody else is working on. And this is valuable. It feels good. But if you're doing the wrong thing, if you're delivering value earlier than anyone needs it, or later than anyone needs it, or something that people don't need at all, if you're doing a really great job of delivering stuff nobody wants, you're not improving anything. And there is this assumption, especially if you work in a corporation, there is this assumption if you're in a team, and this is a class for teams, if you're in a corporation, any work that comes to you must be the right work to do, right? Because those people up there, those people who are telling you what to do, they know what they're doing. And I don't want to criticize those people. They're doing the very best that they can. But if there is a disconnect between what you're being asked to build and what your customers really want, then Kanban is not going to fix that if you just do it by following the practices by rote. A board won't fix that. Metrics won't fix that. Daily stand-ups won't fix that. And so it's important to understand that fundamentally, Kanban is not a way of organizing how your team works together and communicates with each other, although that is a very important part of it. Kanban is a mechanism for improving the flow of value to customers. And let's look at this piece by piece. It's a way of improving. I mean, you're already delivering value to your customers, right? You don't use Kanban if you're not delivering any value. If your company's going to go out of business next week, if it can't make payroll, you don't need an improvement technique. You need a radical act of leadership. But if you are basically functioning, if you're making payroll and you're creating products and people are generally satisfied, but you just want to do it better, that's where you look for an improvement tool. And so Kanban is an improvement tool. It's a tool for improving the delivery of value. Now, let's look at that. Value. What is valuable? If what is valuable is whatever you're being asked to do, then maybe not. Somewhere in this whole service delivery approach, there's got to be somebody who's talking to actual customers who is evaluating what their needs are and is evaluating whether or not the things that they are doing are satisfying those needs. And that may not be you. It may be somebody above you, maybe somebody downstream from you. But if you're using Kanban to improve the delivery of something that's not valuable, you're not actually using Kanban correctly. The customer should be central to what you're doing. Everyone has a right to understand why they're showing up to work. If they don't know why they're doing what they're doing, then they're just collecting a paycheck. And if you've got people who are just collecting a paycheck, or if you're a person who's just showing up to work to collect a paycheck, then you're not bringing your full mind and your full heart to the process. And so that loss is the employer's loss. I believe that people who put in an 8-hour day have a right to know why they're doing it. And so Kanban does provide a number of tools for creating these feedback mechanisms so that everybody who's involved in the delivery of value can evaluate whether or not they're actually delivering value and can find ways in which to increase the value of what they're delivering anyway. So it's an improvement tool to improve the flow of value to customers, not to improve the flow of value to whoever is downstream. So it could very well be that you're not releasing to customers. You're making a thing, but then you're handing it to somebody else to do something else with it. And it could be that there's just, because of a lack of transparency or because that's just the way things are structured, you don't know or have any reason necessarily to care what they do with what you do. You're paid to take on the work, process the work, and move it on to somebody else. And someday, somewhere down the line, an actual customer may see it. If you're going to try to apply Kanban and to get the most out of it, you should be concerned about who these customers are, what it is that they need, not just what they want, but what they need. What value is the work that you're doing providing for them? How valuable is it relative to the amount of effort that goes into it? And could you make it more valuable by understanding their needs better? And so Kanban puts those feedback loops, gives you an opportunity to put those feedback loops into place so that everybody involved can make sure that they are improving, steadily improving, not just making a once-off improvement, but incorporating improvement into their process, consistent performance, improvements in performance over time of the flow, not just big periodic, we did this one great thing with Kanban, we're done, but continuously improving the way that value, real value that actually solves problems, flows in a predictable way to customers. And that's what Kanban is. It's got a bunch of rules and practices and such, but none of them are worth anything if you're just doing Kanban because you don't like all the Scrum meetings or because you want a less heavy approach. Kanban is pretty damned heavy. It may not have a lot of rules, but it does have a lot of expectations. And if you're a team member on a Kanban team, it puts a lot of responsibility on you. So you've got to be prepared to actually care about improving the flow of value to customers if you're going to continue on this journey. And I'll show you how you can do it in the videos to come.